Processed foods. Thoughts?
Yeah, no, I think you know what I think is a hot topic right now. I really do. I think a lot of people are wanting to change their ways and change their actions. I definitely think processed foods are definitely overrated in a sense. I just think they have a bit to them where it is making your gut worse. It's making your body worse, and I just don't think there's many positives as many positives as people see.
I've got a good question. With everyone trying to be healthier these days, there seems to be a growing trend on people worrying about their health. Do you think processed foods are being taken more and more into account in how people shop and how people view their diet?
This is the thing. I actually really don't think they. I don't think they do. I think there's a small percentage that understand the effects of processed foods. For example, bacon, not natural bacon, the bacon you get at Asda, Sainsbury's, and I think that no one's really looking at that and being like, oh, bacon's bad for you, or ham in the shop is bad for you. I think they all just look and be like, there's a lot of protein, a lot of carbs, whatever it may be, and think that it's a good option. Whether that may be, I don't know.
I mean, I think there's definitely a polarization in this day and age where you're seeing, I couldn't put a number on it, but X percentage of people who are, trying to focus so much on their diet, and then you've got X percentage of people which are complete opposite and just have an awful diet, rely on frozen foods, on all that kind of stuff. And I just think that,
Would you say the journey to the destination matters in terms of the sense of if you achieve what you want to for your body, does it matter how you get there health-wise? Would you say that there's a compromise there or not?
I mean, I was reading an article earlier and it said since January 2026, and I think 63% of people are more worried about what they eat. And I feel like processed foods is the growing concern. But when you think about processed foods, almost everything technically is processed. Because if it goes through a process, it's technically a processed food.
But you can find many foods that don't go through this so-called process.
Let's hear an example.
Eggs.
Okay, yeah, but eggs is just one example. I'm thinking about.
You asked me for an example.
I want to hear some more then.
Chicken breast, chicken thighs.
But they've been cut up. That's a process. Unless you get
That's
the
not
chicken.
that's not the process that we're talking about. When we're
But
talking
no,
about
but
process,
technically they're processed. That is what it's called.
no, but the definition of processed foods isn't that. Maybe it's a definition problem. Do you think? Maybe for you.
Well, I think that is the confusion among many people.
Well, I don't know.
The confusion of what is good processed and what is good.
I mean, I'll give an example. When I'm in Reading, I like to cook my own food, of course, and for example, potatoes is always my go-to side next to my chicken or beef mince or whatever I'm eating. If I'm gonna have potatoes, that's one ingredient, and I'll throw in some olive oil and a bit of herbs. If I'm gonna have frozen chips, there's another 49 ingredients with it, and for me, that's just it's all the
additives.
preservatives and additives, and it's just slowly killing humanity.
It is, and it's almost a point where you're thinking, why have they added this stuff in?
Yeah.
And why aren't people more educated on it? And how can I mean that's the whole point of this topic. We're trying to educate more people here.
This is a major point, and I completely agree with that, because when you went back to what percentage,
63
cared about what they were eating and the healthy foods, I think they think eating well is just cutting out the sugars, the chocolates, the sweets, the crisps, but they're not looking at the healthy, in quotation marks, foods that you buy at the supermarket, e.g. bacon, or the other processed foods that you may get, so processed chicken, for example, like rotisserie chicken, whatever you call it.
I'm just going to throw another curveball out to you. How can people, families, have time to go into the shops? They've just come home from work, they need to go quickly cook probably for themselves or cook for their children, go do their activities, go wind down after work, getting ready for the next day. How do they have the time to go into the shop and check each item, preservatives, additives, see what's good or bad? Because there's no way for them to know unless they check thoroughly each item. And is that another concern for you guys?
Well, I think in America, most recently, there's a hot topic of Donald Trump flipping over the food pyramid. We're seeing foods like steaks, eggs, and all these things that were, not promoted before, and they were told to like eat at a small level. That it's actually changing now, and I think we can see a change in the, the market, the supermarkets, and when you shop to buy your food. I think they'll definitely, especially in America, and hopefully this will go on to the rest of the world. You'll start to see more, less processed foods available at first, rather than them being the hidden ones.
Yeah, and that's where I think the problem stems from. It's the supermarkets. They're trying to almost shove it in your face, almost
The bigger picture.
buy the processed foods. Look at it, it's at a cheaper price. But
Easy to make, it's cheaper.
I mean, when you think of eggs at the store, you can get organic eggs, but they're 60p more than other eggs which may have added something to it or gone through a process.
What benefit do you think that has for the supermarkets? Why do you think they want people to buy processed foods?
To be honest, for me, there's no clear answer. The only one I could probably think of is that consumers, and you think about consumerism, and you think about the perfect consumer and their habits. A lot of consumers always try and tend to go for the cheaper option. So if the cheaper option is always shoved in your face on deals or buy one get one free, they're more likely and more inclined to pick these options. So I don't think supermarkets are saying, oh look, it's bad if you buy it. It's cheaper, buy more of it. And more people look at it and think, oh, that's 50p less, I'm saving 50p if I get that one. And if 10 people get that one, it's more than 5 people buying the expensive one.
That's
how they're thinking.
It's revolutionising, isn't it?
Yeah, that's brilliant.
So back to the processing of foods. Is there a clear way to overcome this issue?
For who exactly?
For people worried about their health, for people maybe not yet concerned about their health, but will be thankful that they thought about switching to more organic products.
Yeah, so for me, I think it's a lack of education on the topic. I really do think that. I think that people that want to eat healthier, want to cut out these processed foods, don't know what is processed. So as you said before, if they're going into a shop and they're seeing, a bunch of different items, which one will I go for is what the question that they're asking. They don't want to, check the back of the packaging and see. They want an answer, but that answer only comes with the knowledge. And I think they have to be knowledgeable on what is what before having to read all the ingredients and stuff. And I think they should know that a pack of 4 chicken breasts at Asda, if there's nothing, if it looks normal in the thing, it says chicken breast, etc., that will be a nice option for that's not processed. However, for people that don't know it yet but want to know it, and I think there'll be a thing, I think that's more of a thing of they need to be educated by the people that do know it already. I think that's definitely the point of that. More people need to speak about it, more people need to show their progress and show how much it's changed them, and positive impact will spread everyone to positive impact on themselves.
Yeah, I think that you've hit the nail on the head there. That's almost perfectly described how you overcome this issue almost, because the more, I don't know how to explain it, the more it's put out there, the more education given to people, the more they'll become
Almost pushed.
Yeah, the more knowledgeable they'll become on the topic. Do you know?
Yeah.
Luke, what's your final thoughts on this?
Yeah, my final thoughts on it is just processed foods in general. At the end of the day, for the world, for the higher ups of the bigger picture, they care about making money. Whereas for us humans, the consumers, we want to protect our health.
Yeah, precisely.
And I think that comes first. And I do think it's unfair that low income families may not be able to afford the healthier alternatives, leaving people out to dry. And yeah, I just think it's definitely something that needs to be changed at the root. It goes deeper than what.
That's why I believe government intervention should step in, or the government need to bring some sort of scheme in to promote healthier foods, to make healthier foods more accessible to these people, making sure we can all live happy, healthy lives.
I agree.
Really agree.
Thank you guys for listening. Like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what topic you want next.